Okay, so my name is Rosemarie Moore, and I live in Staten Island, New York. I trace my Irish heritage through my father, Austin Moore. In his family, the first to come over was the Walsh family, Ellen Walsh, who was born in the 1830s and came over sometime in the 1840s from Western Ireland and settled in Jersey City. Her husband, Brian Fallon, came over in the 1850s, and he was a laborer. They had quite a few children. Many of them didn't live to adulthood, and he died at age 57. I think it was a hard life. She lived into old age. So her daughter, Kate Fallon, married Ed Nyland, and so Kate Fallon was born here in the U.S. Ed Nyland was born in England to Irish family, Irish parents who left Ireland during the famine years and settled in England. And on that side, you know, and then the rest of the family was mostly born here in the U.S. On my on the other side of my father's family, John Moore and it was Anne Tunray, who came from Western Ireland, and they settled here in Brooklyn. Seemed to do a lot of different jobs. Most of the family that came over, they were laborers. The early persons were laborers. He was a liquor dealer, and at some point they managed to get a house in Brooklyn. And John Moore died, and his wife Anne, she rented out rooms to, I guess, pay the bills. And you know, her children, it seemed like the next generation weren't as many laborers. Like, they seemed to do other kinds of work. My father always taught us to be proud of being Irish. There weren't a lot of stories. I really knew very little about the famine. I thought it was just potato blight and there was nothing else. He also felt that people shouldn't go around crying about your troubles. Like, everyone has troubles, so you just keep it to yourself and move on. And I think that that's what they did. They just kept their troubles private and just moved on and did the best they could. And each generation seems to do better here in this country. And I've been interested in this genealogy work for a long time. I always felt this connection and wanted to learn more about my family and where they were from. I recently did a DNA, and the Nyland side of the family was definitely from Galway. I found some cousins. So I'm still working on finding records for exactly where they were in Ireland, and it's hard because so many people came over at the same time, and often they had very similar names. Like a name like John Moore is just very difficult to research, and it seems like over the generations that they sort of lost touch, like cousins and stuff like that. People spread out throughout the country.